I have an unhealthy fascination with the walled city of Kowloon. Not the fact that it existed or the very interesting social and economic ramification of its existence, but of its cultural impact. Kowloon Walled City was the densest city in the world, bar none. Its 35,000 residents lived in what would amount to 1.3 million people per square kilometers. That is 28 times denser than any city today. After the city was torn down, it was replaced with a park, and any trace of what made the city what it was gone. The park is open and spacious and beautifully designed, but even though it's on the same place as the walled city and it has memorabilia of the city, the park is not the thing preserving the legacy of the walled city of Kowloon. What stands in its place is just a park that holds none of what made the city unique. The walled city doesn't exist today, and you can never visit that place again. But that doesn't matter, because even if you have never been to the walled city, you have been to the walled city. This is Kowloon Walled City, and this is Kowloon Walled City. Kowloon Walled City's legacy is not that it existed, but by what it represented and how it is remembered. The atmosphere and how people lived their lives, the constant struggle for existence, and a fierce fight to eke out happiness in the cramped dark. The city of Hong Kong is undergoing a transformation not unlike what happened to the walled city. I've been to Hong Kong many times in the past, but 2025 was the first time I returned since the 2019 protests. Hong Kong feels quiet now. If I have to describe the atmosphere, it feels almost as if it's in acceptance. The number of people leaving it following the 2019 protests are estimated to be over 500,000 and has stagnated the city's population. The famous neon lights of its streets are mostly gone now. Many of the stores I once visited are shuttered or chains cut short. Walking its street, you can't help but notice that for every 5 open shops, one will be grilled by metal. I remember when I first went to Hong Kong in my teens 20 years ago. The streets were crowded. People stood shoulder to shoulder pushing through the sea. Now, I can throw stones with a good chance to not hit anyone, even in rush hour. Maybe that's just better infrastructure coming in, but that's not what it feels like. Hong Kong was built into the side of mountains. The roads are uneven and the pathways tight. There just seems to be less people to use them, that's all. There are some people who think Hong Kong's culture is closer to the West, and there are those that think it's just another part of China. But if you've ever been there, you'll know neither of those are true. They use Chinese characters, but they speak it in Cantonese. And sure, signs are bilingual in English, but the English literacy rate is barely 60%. Hong Kong's culture is very much unique to Hong Kong. When my family visited a photography studio, my elder sister wondered why the photographs were so expensive. I was about to go into my usual spiel about photography being a craft and how much art is worth, but in talking with the owner, a man with 30 years of photographing his home, I realized these photos aren't just expensive because they are works of art. They are also historical records. The places they captured, the people they show, the atmosphere they had, don't exist anymore. This man in his tiny shop at a ferry terminal is one of the few people in the world who can bring the Hong Kong of just 10 years ago to life. And 10 years ago for Hong Kong was a lifetime ago. Hong Kong isn't going anywhere. It was built into the side of mountains. The terrains are uneven and the land is tight. Its people are fierce, borderlining rude. but you would be too if your entire existence as a people was defined by your fight to exist as yourself. I personally have a disagreement with the political positions of China. I personally think Hong Kong should have been given independence. I personally feel that we as the world have failed its citizens back in 2019. But I don't live there. I have no right to fight for the voices of people I don't represent. I can only amplify the voices of those that do so. But if the people I can help aren't there anymore, if they've left, then the Hong Kong we wanted doesn't exist anymore. It may just become a part of what it once was. It has all these little memorabilia of Hong Kong, but it has nothing of what made it so. But just like Kowloon walled city, if you know where to look, you can find its remnants. In the same way you can find what made the walled city. You can find what made Hong Kong, Hong Kong. I have an unhealthy fascination with Hong Kong. Because even if you've never been to Hong Kong, you have been to Hong Kong. I don't know what the city will look like in the future. Its culture may completely be absorbed into China's. Its people may rally for another fight at independence. It might turn into something completely new and unprecedented. I don't know. But if this is Hong Kong as much as this is Hong Kong, then this is also Hong Kong. Just like this is Hong Kong. And you will never see it again. Hello everybody, thank you for watching. Today's video is definitely very different from what I usually do. I just came back from visiting family in Hong Kong, and while I was there, I felt like I needed to make this for some reason. As usual, I want to thank my Patreon, especially my VIP patron Oriole. This is kind of a filler video. The scripts that I'm working on doesn't feel complete enough for me to release, so I'm taking a little more time to get those out. But I hope in the meantime this little video will tide you all over. I personally have a regret that I did not start my channel earlier, because I feel that if this channel had been on in 2020, the protests in Hong Kong would definitely have been something I would have talked about. I don't know if I will ever get a chance to do so again. But for now, thank you for watching, and 再見了香港。